Hey there, Internet, how's it going? Everybody knows that there are fans of practically everything up on this planet, from movies, TVs, video games, cars, basketball, football, practically every single sport out there. We have fans of practically every single type out there. However, today I want to talk about the craziest of all those, or at least like the craziest to me anyway, which is honestly a group of people who share in a hobby in which that I practically like myself, such as gaming. And these are pretty much me talking about gaming fanboys. And honestly, they are not really the things in which that practically help out the industry as much as they think they do. Now, honestly, they are the people out there who do go out, they do buy a franchise, they do stick to it, and honestly, they are the ones who pretty much keep it alive and they breathe life into it, such as like your Devil May Cry's, your Uncharted's, your Super Mario's, your Master Chiefs, all these kinds of things. You know, they pretty much kind of do all these things to kind of keep every single one of their beloved games alive. Now, honestly, for all these games right here, though, it is a problem in which that when certain people, when they decide to change like one or two things within these games, they kind of act like fucking babies whenever they do that. Case in point of the Call of Duty, I believe, Black Ops 2 debacle, in which that fans sent the actual creators death threats because they actually felt like changing the specs upon a few guns. I mean, these are honestly the same people who pretty much kind of, now they have the same mindset, but honestly, these are the same people who pretty much look at every single Mario game and look at every single Wii U game, and then pretty much looks at Nintendo and says, Yes, Nintendo, they don't have any problems. They are perfectly fine. And then pretty much hate on Sony and be like, yeah, man, Sony's gonna be bankrupt within like the next few years. Then you look at them and say, yeah, but what's the name sold over 7 million, so how are they gonna be bankrupt? Because, man, they are practically sold off Vio. And so what? Honestly, going off from that, it is a mindset in which that really needs to die because we get it, all right? People like movies, video games, or whatever they like, and pretty much a lot of people, they do tend to put a lot of their faith and time within this type of thing, and pretty much when it kind of doesn't live up to their starting expectations, they kind of just want to kind of look at other things which are good, and then they try and discourage them, such as, like, honestly, I did actually like the first 5 episodes of Log Horizon when they were actually talking about the world and talking about like what was going on and everything, and actually it was pretty interesting to me. It wasn't until after that when they kind of just stopped telling me things about the story in which that I pretty much disliked it. Honestly, I can say the same thing about video games. Honestly, I am one of the rare exceptions of people who actually do like DMC as a game. I even like Devil May Cry 4 because it was something different than, even though they did kind of do the whole cheap thing in 4 and reusing levels, but even in that, it was something in which that it made it feel like something in which that I kind of haven't replayed twice already, or 3 times already. Even though Devil May Cry 3, it did kind of up the gameplay, it still was kind of in that same old realm of Dante in a gigantic whatever, and he has to go through this mystical building that kind of has a link to hell. It was a bit different from me going from that to me actually being in a town, and that's kind of how it was in DMC. And the same thing can be said for Uncharted, even though I kind of liked all of those because those did have gradual changes. But honestly, stuff like that pretty much you do see people out, because I remember back in the day when the Uncharted series was still actually kind of coming out around 2, a lot of people were actually kind of saying, or at least like a lot of people that I knew around the time were actually hating off of that, saying that pretty much the game really isn't even all that much, and pretty much it's not all that because they probably might mess up here and there or something like that, you know. Honestly, I had my gripes with it, but honestly, at the end of the day, I still liked it. And truthfully, I know that I'm kind of going off upon a tangent, but seriously, fanboys are people who pretty much do kind of hate off of gaming companies, and they will not necessarily do what I just did. Admit that pretty much, even though games and everything else, they may have problems, they don't want to admit those problems, and they kind of just look away from them, or they try and go somewhere else. You know, just like how for pretty much just for like the longest time, a lot of people, or at least like, or at the very least, a lot of Xbox fans, they kind of kept on trying to throw up the PlayStation hacking incident when they had a when they had a glaring problem of their own, which was the red ring of death, and they had that for practically, I believe, like a good while before they actually fixed it. So pretty much all I'm saying is, for people out there who are fanboys, you may be killing the gaming industry, but honestly, just try and be honest with yourself and everybody else. It makes your whining a little bit more credible. That's pretty much all I'm saying. I'll catch you guys on the next John Graves Show. Please tell me what you think of this down there in the comment section. I'll catch you on the next John Graves Show. So please keep watching anime, keep playing video games. I am out.